everyone! So I'll be starting with the base makeup here. This will just be shown up front for the first time since the other two makeup looks essentially have the same base as well. So just starting off with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. I just poured a little bit on my hand and then I dabbed it everywhere on my face to ensure that I have even coverage, and then I'm just taking a beauty sponge and blending that all in. Pit pat, yes. Making sure it's all blended in smoothly. Once that is done, I'm going to take my NARS liquid concealer, and this is in the shade Nougatine, so I'll just be putting that under my dark circles and around my nose, and then just covering wherever I think needs a little extra coverage. You can see I'm putting in a little pimple up there. So not going too heavy with it, just trying to blend it in with the foundation and make sure it's not too thick. Next, I'll be taking my Too Cool for School art class bronzer to do some nose contouring. So I'm just taking the middle shade here, which is like a light/medium brown, and then focusing on the tip of my nose, so on the underside and on the top, and then a little bit on the sides as well, just to create some dimension. And once I have that done, I then also take the same shade and I run it along the sides of my nose. And I essentially just go back and forth, and I sometimes take the darker shade as well, just on the tip of my nose to make it really stand out. But yeah, you're just going to want to work that in and blend it in as much as possible so that it doesn't look unnatural. Next, I'll be taking my very trusted Becca highlighter here. This is in the shade Opal, and I'll just be putting that on the very tip of my nose as well as the bridge, and then adding just whatever's left over from the brush to my Cupid's bow. Then you're going to take a small fluffy brush and then just highlight your cheekbones as well. And after highlighter, I'm taking my blush here. So this is by Cezanne. It's the shade number 1. I'm going to be taking kind of a thicker fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be patting the blush right onto the apples of my cheeks, not trying to angle it too much and keeping it more towards the center of my cheeks, and then also brushing it across my nose. And then I'm going to be taking my bronzer again, focusing on the two darkest shades with the small fluffy brush here, and I'll be using that for my jawline area as well as the hollows of my cheeks. And once that is blended in, I'm going to take the middle shade and the lighter shade, mixing those two together and then putting that on the temple of my forehead. This next thing here is the Wonder Drawing Eyebrow Kit by Holika Holika. This is just to fill in my brows before I go over it with pencil. Definitely use whatever you have on hand because this is so old. I don't think they even sell it anymore, but it has done me so much justice. Next, I'm going to be taking my eyebrow pencil here. So this is by Benefit. It is the Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade number 4. And I'll just be extending the tail, or essentially just drawing the tail since I don't have any natural tail on my eyebrows. Then I'm taking the Benefit Brow Mascara and I'm going to be brushing just the front hairs of my brows. And then once I do that, I'll take the spoolie of the eyebrow pencil and then just kind of blend everything in together. Okay, time for the actual eyeshadow now. So this is the Naked Urban Decay palette in Cherry, and I'll just be using one shade from here. All of the other eyeshadows that I'll be using are from the ColourPop palette Strawberry Shake. So this is just for this one particular look, but I'll be taking the color Hotspot, which is a white shade, but also has like a pink undertone. So I'll be putting that all over my eyelids as the base. Alright, so then taking the Strawberry Shake palette, I'm going to be putting a little bit of the shade Woke on my finger, and then just carefully placing some of that on the outer corners of my eyes, being very deliberate about blending it and making it really look natural. Then I'm going to be taking the shade Shake It Up. This may look confusing because I accidentally broke my palette and all the colors went everywhere, so I misplaced them. But take the shade Shake It Up, which is that dark pink there, and then putting that again on the corners of my eyes to really build up that pink. And then I'll be taking the highlight shade Delish, which is that shimmery pink shadow right there, and focusing that on the under eye, so the 애교살, which is basically what you call eyelid fat in Korean. So I'm just going to be focused that under there to give it some sparkle. Then I'll be taking this Tear eyeliner by Etude House to really enhance that 애교살 and really make that under eye sparkle. And I'll just be taking a separate small brush here, putting a little bit of product on it and then putting it under my eyelid. I find that this is a better method than just directly using the eyeliner brush, since using a separate brush just blends it out better in my opinion. Alright, then I'm taking this Clio waterproof pencil liner in the shade dark brown, which is number 5, and I'll be using that to start creating the wing. So just being very careful, focusing on the outer corner of my eye first, drawing it on both sides, and then going in and just doing a bit of tight lining throughout. Then you're going to take whatever liquid eyeliner you have. This is the one by Heroine and it's waterproof. But essentially you're just going to be drawing over whatever you drew with the Clio eyeliner just to sharpen things up and make things look very clean. Alright, next so I'm going to be curling my eyelashes, and I know this may look really crazy, but I just use a candle lighter to heat up my eyelash curler. Please be careful if you end up doing this like me, but it's not the smartest decision, I know. But I'm just going to be taking that to then carefully curl my eyelashes. And as you can see, I first touch the eyelash curler with my finger before actually placing it on my eyelid, just to ensure that I don't actually burn my eyeballs. And then once those are curled, I'm taking my trusted Heroine Make Long and Curl Mascara in Super Waterproof, and I'll just be using that to then comb over my curled eyelashes. And I really like this mascara. This has honestly been my go-to mascara for the longest time now, just because it's so precise and it really doesn't cause much clumping with your eyelashes, and especially for Asian eyelashes, it doesn't make them droop afterwards, so it really does hold that curl. And then just to add a little bit of detail, I'm going to go back in with the shade Shake It Up with a eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to be brushing that ever so gently on the bottom half of my bottom eyelid. For the lips, I'm going to start off by moisturizing with Vaseline. And then once I do that, I'm taking my Ink Airy Stick in the number 6. This is by Peri Para. So I'm just going to be taking that and gently patting the bottom and upper lip with it, not actually rubbing it in per se, but just patting it in first. I'm then taking this YSL lip stain in the shade number 12. I got this as a gift from my friend, but it's this beautiful light pink shade, and I'll just be putting that as the top. And here's a swatch of it on my hand, just because I don't think this is a very common product, so just to help you find another pink shade that is close to this. Alright, so this is the final look for the Strawberry Milk makeup. As you can see, it's very light, very natural. This is really supposed to be kind of a daily makeup look if you want to play with some pink eyeshadow. So it's nice and subtle, but also just a nice pop of pink, especially for spring. And here I'm just showing you how I matched my makeup with my outfit. So I have this cardigan top here by Jing and just wearing some white jeans. I also matched some gold accessories with it. So I have my gold necklace here, as well as some nice dangly earrings I got from Yes Style. And I'm also just being super extra and matching it with some pink sneakers that I happen to have. But yeah, this is the completed look for Strawberry Milk. For the Strawberry Sodapop look, we're going to start off with our base as usual, and I'm doing the same base like I mentioned, except for just keeping the brows a little bit straighter than the last look. So I'm going to take the shade Woke and use that as the base for my eyeshadow look. So just put that all over the lid as well as the bottom corners. Then I'm going to take the shade My Milkshake, which is such a cute name, and I'm going to be putting that darker pink on the outer corners of my lids. And you can use a brush like I'm doing here, or just use your fingers. Either way works, just keep working and making sure that you're blending it in. Then I'm going to be taking the shade Daiquiri, which is this brighter red here, and I'm just taking a little bit on my brush and placing it on the very outer corners of my lids. I don't want to cover up any of the other shadows that we put on, so just making sure you focus it in that area and then slightly blending it inwards. Now we're going to take the shade Take a Sip, and I'm just putting a tiny bit on my pinky here. This is really going to make this look like the Sodapop look that we're going for, since it has that sparkle. So we're placing that starting on the outside of the lid again and then blending that inwards. This is really going to make this look like the Strawberry Sodapop makeup that we're going for, since it does add that sparkle and shimmer. And then I'm going back in with the shade My Milkshake, and I'm just using my brush here to really emphasize it on the bottom corners of my eyelids. Then I'm going to go in very generously with the sparkly Delish highlight shadow, and I'm just going to take that on my brush and pack it on the inner corners as well as the center of my eyelids to emphasize that sparkly pop look that we're going for. And for eyeliner, instead of using just a typical brown or black eyeliner, I thought it'd be fun to continue with the bright, vibrant red. So I'm taking the shade Daiquiri again and using a liner brush, using that as the eyeliner instead. And in terms of how I'm shaping this eyeliner look, I'm just going with the natural shape of my eye this time, which is slightly curved downwards, but you definitely can feel free to do a cat eye or do some other shape. This is really just your decision. This is all part of the process of just having fun. And then I'm taking my Etude House Tear eyeliner again and using that on the aegyoshal of my eyes. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush here and I'm adding the Tear eyeliner product on there. I'm just patting that directly onto the tops of my eyelids where I put the Delish highlighter eyeshadow on, and you can just see just how much shimmer that adds, and it just looks so beautiful. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and then put on the same mascara that I used last time, so this Heroine waterproof mascara. Now I'm taking extra step here and I'm just going in with a pair of tweezers right after putting on mascara, and I'm basically clumping together pairs of eyelashes that are close to each other, and this is just to really clean up the look and make it look as if you have a fake pair of eyelashes on. And this is the moment when I dropped my eyeshadow palette and all of the eyeshadows fell out onto my sink, but we're good now. And I'm just adding the mascara on the bottom of my lashes. Then I'm going to moisturize my lips with Vaseline. I'm going to go in with this Burberry Lip Velvet Crush tint. My mom found this at TJ Maxx for a couple of dollars, and it's just this beautiful fuchsia pink color. So I'm just going to take that and put it as my base. Taking the Cloud Ink Velvet shade number 1 from Peripera, I'm going to add this just on the inner part of my bottom lip first and then blending that out. And lastly, I'm going to be taking my Ink Airy stick in shade number 8 by Peripera, and I'm just going to finish off with this and dab it all over my lips. Alright, then I'm gonna brush my hair and I put it into 2 braids here. So usually when I do braids like these, I actually start off with just 2 strands and just roll it away from my face first before I add the 3rd strand to then braid everything together. And to make things look more natural, I'm just taking the parts that I braided and just pulling them to loosen them up and give more volume to the braids. And now I'm gonna take these clip-on bangs that I bought from Amazon for like $12 recently. These are honestly so amazing. They don't fall off at all. They feel very secure. And I'm just adding these on to emphasize the cute Sodapop look that we're going for. And this is the final makeup look. As you can tell, this is very vibrant and definitely stands out. So I would say it's more of an occasional look for me. But I just outfitted this makeup look with a strawberry crop top that I got from Jing, this bright red mini skirt that I've had from Abercrombie for the longest time, and some strawberry earrings that I got from Shein. But yes, this is the strawberry Sodapop look. Alright, last but not least is the strawberry champagne look. So I'm starting off with the shade Paper Straw and using that as the base for my lids. Next I'm taking the shade Woke and I'm just adding that to the outer corners, just building up the base eyeshadow. And then taking a fluffy brush, I'm using the shade My Milkshake and I'm packing that onto the outer corners and blending it out. And once I apply that to the top corners of my eyelids, I'm going to go back with the shade Woke and just blending that shadow on the bottom corners of my eyelids. Alright, then I'm going to be taking this orange shimmery eyeshadow here called Berry Fine, and I'm taking that with my pinky finger and just applying that directly onto the top inner corners of my eyelids and then smoothing that out. And then as always, taking the Etude House Tear Eyeliner and applying that to the bottoms of my eyes just to give that extra sparkle. And then I'm going to add the shadow Delish just over that to increase that sparkle that we're going for. Now I'm taking a liner brush and I'm using the shade Shake It Up. I'm going to just line very carefully and very gently the egoshae or the eye fat. I'm just doing that on the outer part of it just to emphasize the eyeshadow or the eyes more, and it makes it look bigger and more round. Now I'm just taking my Clio brown eyeliner and making a wing. And then I'm going in with a pen eyeliner to just really sharpen up and clean up those wings. And then there is the precarious way of heating up my eyelash curler, and there I am just curling my eyelashes. You can really see just how much that emphasizes my eyes. It's kind of crazy just how much of an impact eyelashes are. Then I'm going in with my mascara, combing that through. And then also coating the bottom lashes here. Now I'm taking the Zero Velvet Tint in the number 20 by Rom and this is kind of spontaneous, but I just thought there needed to be some other oomph to this look, so I took my brow pencil and I dipped it into the tint, and I just added 2 dots under one eye. Now I'm taking my Ink Airy Velvet stick in number 6 by Peripera and dabbing that as the base, and then going over with that Rom and tint on the inner part of my bottom lip and smoothing that out. And then add a second layer after smoothing the first one to really bring in more of that color. So I forgot to show this in all the other makeup looks, but I'm just finishing off with some pressed powder here. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 110, which is porcelain. And this is the final look for Strawberry Champagne. As you can tell, it's a little bit more mature, a little bit more sexy, so I would suggest this as more of an evening look per se. And for the outfit, I have this rose crop top by Jing, a champagne maxi skirt by Abercrombie, and I topped that with some rose gold accessories. So I have this pearl necklace from Hawaii, rose gold earrings from Yes Style, and some dainty Swarovski rings. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is by far my favorite look. This just reminds me of an elegant boss woman eating dinner alone and enjoying the hell out of it. So cheers to that. Oh my goodness gracious. No, Miso. No, 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 no. Tripods are not for playing with. No, no, no. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button down below. Also, let me know in the comments which look was your favorite. Was it the strawberry milk, the strawberry soda pop, or the strawberry champagne? Let me know. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!